Hello and welcome back to Young Old, the best podcast in the podcast marketplace.
Are you usually raised up so high?
I don't know. I'm sitting on a pillow. Do you not like it? Do you feel low status?
No, it's just.
Do you feel intimidated by my power?
I guess so.
Okay.
Dana's been
watching
too many motivational entrepreneur TikToks.
Just stay on your throne, bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hormozy and Cardone
They say
recommended that I sit higher.
Yeah.
Who's Hormozy and Cardone? Oh wait, Grant Cardone.
Yeah, Grant Cardone.
That's why you're broke.
That's why you
in your
don't-
mindset. That's why your mindset's broke.
That's why you have to sell things on
Dude, I bet you
Groupon.
two feel so weak right now.
For the audio listeners, Chubbs is up on an even higher perch.
And for the audio listeners,
Dana.
Dana and Eve are grinning ear to ear. They love that I'm doing this. They
For
don't
the
think-
audio listeners, that's a lie.
For the audio listeners,
We are frowning
we
big
have
time.
deadpan, disdainful
For
expressions.
the audio listeners, Eve and Dana are giving me a big thumbs up, and they're mouthing, "We love it," but away from the mic so you can't hear.
For the audio listeners, he's full
Okay, I
of
think
shit.
you should get back down.
I think
And
that we should cut to the theme song so that I can get down with dignity.
Okay, get down with dignity.
You should cut it so that he gets down, and then it's the theme song.
I think I will.
Two sisters talk about dumb shit. We hope you like it. Cause if not, then we'll kill ourselves and the blood will be on your hands. Young old!
You
Anyway.
include a blooper, and it's me getting down, and I'm just like, "Fuck! Oh God!"
Eve, Eve has been gone for the last 2 weeks. She's been traveling. She was in Illinois and then she went to Palo Alto. How was that, Eve?
It was all great. I mean, Illinois was great. I caught 5 fish, 5 huge, largemouth bass,
Insanity.
kicking asses and taking names, taking fish.
Well, it sounds like you were
Kicking
the top,
asses and taking
the
fish.
top fisherman in your crew.
Low key.
Did you know Jesus' disciples were fishermen?
And that's why I relate to them so much.
Hey Eve, how was your trip? And enough about that. Let's talk about Jesus and his disciples.
And that's why I always felt a kindred with them, is because of our fishing. Okay, anyways.
Let's move on.
Have you ever?
But Eve is an expert fisherman.
I'm an
She
expert
caught 5
fisherman.
fish.
The fish
Pick
hate
me
to see me
behavior.
coming. That's what mom's boyfriend said.
Yeah, it is. It's picking behavior.
He was like, "You're a pick me now," and I was like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
She's always been a
Gaudy.
pick me.
It's well established, but
Yeah.
No.
also
Whoa.
Eve's a pick me for anyone outside of the house. She's a pick me for the
Yeah.
smoothie man. She's a pick me for the naked man in the gym.
It's like she's actively saying to me and Robert, "Don't pick me," and then to every single other person, she's like, "Pick me." But to us, she's like trying to repel us.
Well, she'll
with
go.
every word
She'll
and
go
period.
out. She'll go out for a morning outing, and someone at a coffee shop will give her the wrong order, and Eve will be a pick me for them, and be like, "No big deal." And then she'll come home, and we'll be like, "Good morning," and she'll be like, "Go back to the sewer, you gross mutant."
Actually, at Sweet Green, they forgot my wild rice, and I marched my little ass back up there, and I said,
Wild rice, please.
I need me the rice.
And they were shook. They were shaking. They're like, "No one's ever done this
They
before."
were like, "No one's ever done
Robert
this
and I were talking
before."
about how if it takes longer than a certain amount of sweet green, we should be able to hop over and just do it ourselves.
And I agree. Which is why I
like-
ordered for pickup, because I was like, I know it's going to take too long when I get there.
But then they made it
But
wrong.
then they made it wrong. So
Sometimes
then I
they
marched.
need supervision.
But then that's why I had to march my little butt back over there and say,
Okay, also I see so many
Give me the rice.
influencers. Okay, famously, Sweet Green was technically my first gift as an influencer. I tweeted something about how would I rather own a home in the Midwest or eat 8 Sweet Green salads? Hilarious.
Dude.
hilarious.
But Sweet Green
2019 Twitter, baby.
Yeah, Sweet Green slid into my Twitter DMs and they gave me a $50 gift card.
Period.
And-
Enough for one salad.
Yeah, and that was my first, and that was my one salad, and that was my first ever gift as an influencer. And I would just like to say, Sweet Green, they've never reached back out. We've never collabed, but I see them doing collabs with smaller creators than myself all the time.
Yeah,
and
why
I'm
can't
wondering,
you?
Maybe they think I'm fat, and they don't think I'm a good spokesperson for salads.
Or
That was
maybe
just a theory I had.
I'm surprised you forgot that Sweet Green reached out and offered Dr. P $70,000.
But she said no.
and you said no.
Well, yeah.
My thing with Sweet Green, every time I walk into Sweet Green, I'm like, the vibes here are so immaculate. Why don't I come here more often? And then 40 minutes later, when my order still hasn't been taken, I'm like, oh yeah,
This is why.
this is why.
Asked and answered.
I mean, but I was saying there's a certain amount of time. It's like when you're in school and if the teacher doesn't show up to your class for 15 minutes,
you can leave.
Then you can
Yeah.
leave. At Sweet Green, if you're in line at Sweet Green and no one has come to take your order for 15 minutes, you could just jump over and
I
get all
literally
your
think that's a
stuff.
great rule.
I think
that's
that's
a
super
fantastic rule.
valid. Also, to me, I'm like, they seem like they're trying to phase out customer service representatives anyway. And it seems like we're moving toward a future in which like I put in on the iPad what I'm getting and then I go make it myself.
That was well. We went to Sprinkles Cupcakes.
We're moving towards
Oh my
making
God.
food at home.
Yeah, dare we say it's all back to make food at home.
Well, we went to Sprinkles Cupcakes, and a very lovely lady walked out from the back and went, "Hi, how are you guys?" And we're like, "We're doing great. We just like won." And as we start to order, she goes, "Up, up, up." Actually, we use the iPad.
Bro,
And then-
I would actually bring a pop-up.
And then, this real human being stood there with her arms crossed with a
Yeah.
smile as we struggled to get the iPad. And it's like, this would take less time if we just said to you.
Well, also what was so
It would
hilarious.
take less time for you guys to act it out.
It would take less time for me to get in my car, drive to a sporting goods store, purchase a rifle, come back,
Yeah.
and fix this iPad
Period.
situation.
And fixed it.
To be clear, I wouldn't hurt the human employees, but I
Shut
would
up the iPad.
I'd
Yeah.
pop up the iPad.
You pop up the
Pop up the
iPad.
iPad.
Pop
And
up
at
the
that
iPad.
point, is it even homicide?
Yeah.
I mean, didn't we say that there was going to be a National Young Old Day where everybody destroys the iPads and the establishments?
Did we make a day? And if
We
so, did you guys do
I think it passed.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So did anyone show up for that? Did anyone
Did
turn
anyone
out for
destroy
that?
any iPads?
Let
Are
us
we
know.
currently wanted by the FBI and we don't know it? Eve's been traveling, so we just don't know.
That's why
I'm
I've been
not
traveling. Is because they're
sure.
on my trail.
Yeah, she's trying to get away from them.
And then they show up to the river and they find all the dead fish quaking in their families quaking in
Yeah.
fear, and they're like, "This sick son of a bitch."
Well,
Sick
you didn't
son of a
kill
bitch.
the
No,
fish,
you just
right?
catch and release them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, what do you think if you're the fish and there's just like constantly just like
I
random people
was-
catching you and putting you back?
I
And you're
of
like,
course was thinking this. I don't
Yeah.
really think their memories that long though. I mean, famously people like say the memory of a goldfish.
But sometimes when people say phrases like that, what you don't realize is that actually goldfish have like the longest memories ever.
But they
you know?
don't. I
No,
don't
but you
think
know,
they
like
don't, but they
no,
don't.
but when people say phrases like that, sometimes they're misleading.
But
I'm
also,
trying to
like,
think of a
how
good
do they
example.
know?
Yeah, how would you know?
How do they know
Yeah.
that the
almost sounds
goldfish
like a
have short
cope.
memories?
It sounds like some fisherman cope. They're like, "Oh yeah, the fish don't even remember what I'm doing to them." It's like, I bet you wish that were true.
Yeah, dude, it's like Don't Blink Twice,
Yeah.
the Channing Tatum movie.
Yeah, where they wipe
Where
the fish's
they wipe the
memory.
fish's
They wipe the
memory.
but
fish's
then,
memory.
but then the fish don't. But then it's like
Maybe there's something on the hook that wipes their memory, and you don't even know.
maybe
I can't explain it, but there almost seems something. There's like more of like a power imbalance when you catch a fish and let it live, as opposed to when you just eat it. Because when you
No,
eat it,
100%.
it's like
It's like I
it's
won.
nutrients. I'm absorbing
Right.
you. We're in the circle of life. If I'm catching you and then throwing you
Yeah.
back, it's like I'm just.
It's
what
just
it-
for funsies.
Yeah, it's just
for
to
no
remind you
reason.
who's on top.
Yeah,
Right. It seems kind of like just an evil.
That's true. That's true.
Power ploy,
And that's all part of it.
and that's the
It's showing
Did
the
you like
fish who's
before you
boss.
release it? You go, I'm letting you go,
Yeah.
but I could
Well,
keep
also,
you
like,
if I
when
wanted.
they bite, I'm like, oh, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You
Right.
stupid
You
idiot.
stupid idiot.
It's really just a way to feel superior.
But also, if we were not using live bait, which is like
Mm.
worms, you're just using a lure. And at least if you use like a worm, they
get to
could
eat the worm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
so
they
they
get
still
nothing
got
from the
something out of it, but they
interaction.
get nothing from the lure. Sometimes they even eat like the hook, and then that will kill them.
Do you think it's just the dumb
that
fish?
didn't happen?
Do you
Yeah,
think it's like the
thank
smart
God.
fish are looking at the dumb fish being like, yo, that's a toy.
Maybe.
You're biting a toy.
Maybe.
Because if I knew someone where it was like, it's one thing like, oh, you see like a great steak sitting on the table and you go to eat it, as opposed to like a Fisher Price plastic steak.
Right.
Mm,
I'd
and
be
you're
like,
like,
you're
bro.
falling for that?
Yeah.
You're falling for
Yeah.
that?
But isn't it crazy that we'll never know the smart bass because
they'll
he
never bite.
stays under
Yeah.
the water?
They'll die of the smart bass is down there on his iPad.
Yeah.
Period.
So true.
That would be a good premise for like a absolutely terrible animated movie from the 90s, 2000s. It's like the fish strike back. These fish
Yeah.
decide they've had enough and they go after the fishermen.
Dude. What would
Yeah.
you call it?
That would be like a Pixar movie.
Yeah. You'd call it like I don't know, Fish Story.
Fish story.
Fish adventure. This is not
Catch
good.
and release or
Catch and release.
Catch
is
and
good.
release
Catch
is
and release is
good.
good.
Catch
I
and
think we're
release
running
is
out of
good.
memory on the card. Should I delete something?
how about
second.
everything I just said about the fish? I don't like it.
One moment.
Get rid of it.
Dana was setting up and was like, am I sweating? Are there stains? And that reminded us of the legendary sweat stain Sally.
And we didn't even need to explain it because it's so legendary.
Because it's so legendary.
But basically, Dana and I were at the grocery store, and then I was just saying to Dana, I was like, you know, it'd be a funny nickname for you, Sweat Stain Sally. I didn't think anything of it.
Brutal, bro.
Danny got really mad. I literally thought it was like cheerful and fun.
But then you
Because
were like,
obviously I had sweat stains. And I also I was self-conscious because I was wearing light gray. If you have never,
which is only a hot girl color.
which is only a hot girl color.
Yeah.
I talk about this constantly, but I'm like, also if you wear light gray and you don't have sweat stains, you're a witch and you should be burned
I
at the
agree.
stake.
No, I actually agree.
It's actually
I
fucked
actually
up.
really agree
Especially
with
in the
that.
summer when girls walk around in light gray in the summer. I'm like, you're literally do you have Botox in your armpits? What kind of dark magic are you
What if
utilizing?
they're gaslighting us and they're literally just like changing? They're going in a telephone booth like Superman and they're changing their gray shirt every 5 minutes.
Girl who's wearing light gray has 5 of the identical light gray shirts in her bag.
Yeah, and
ready
she
to
just
go at
keeps
any
changing
moment.
it.
And she's carrying like a
Dude.
giant Erewhon smoothie, but when you get close, the smoothie it's a fake smoothie, and they twist out the top, and she has like 4 other light gray shirts
Shirts
in there.
in the smoothie.
Everything around her is a light gray shirt.
I
hidden.
wouldn't even be surprised. Again, dude. Okay, I was thinking about this with gatekeeping, and people are like, "You're gatekeeping that shirt." There are so many things actually that people gatekeep. Like they actually would never tell you all the things that they do to be hot. You know,
Like Botox in the armpits.
yeah.
You know what they gatekept from me? People gatekept from me mattress pads. I remember when I went to college, I'm sure I've talked about this before, but I didn't know that you had to get a mattress pad. No one on planet Earth told me. And I slept on just directly on the hard plastic dorm mattress. I had sheets and stuff, but I'm like, it hurts so bad. I'm like, oh, you need a mattress pad.
Yeah.
And no one told me that. And then I look stupid, but I'm like, everyone listening found out about mattress pads
I'm
one
pretty
day.
sure those were on our dorm packing list.
I didn't read my dorm
Recommended.
packing list.
Well, maybe that's on you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't read
Maybe you should have
anything.
read your dorm packing list.
And also, whenever someone told me about mattress pads, I went blah 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 blah, and
Yeah.
I covered my ears.
Yeah, flashback to all the times you were told about mattress pad and you weren't listening because you were doing your own bit.
My
You're
own
like, do you
bed.
say mattress pad or mattress pay?
Yeah, exactly. And then you weren't paying attention to the
Or
actual.
my mom's like, "Hey, remember to get a mattress?" And I'm like, "Shut up."
yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Realistically.
happened.
Realistically, that's what happened.
That sounds plausible. But yeah, Robert called me Sally Sweatstain, and then I
Sweat
go
stain Sally.
Sweatstain Sally, and I go
Like
that-
Mustang Sally.
And I was
but
like,
sweat stain.
that's mean.
Oh,
and then
what's
he goes,
Mustang
no, it has
Sally?
nothing to do with the fact that you have sweat stains.
How could it not
what? And it's
have anything to do with
obviously-
that?
Okay, I
Obviously,
can explain it.
the impetus to say it would
Yes.
never have occurred unless I had sweat stains.
But the nickname was independent. It's like Sweat Stain Sally was an independently fun nickname for you. Yes, I saw you at Sweat Stains. That got me thinking about sweat stains, which got me thinking about fun nicknames with the word sweat stain.
But saying there's
Sweat Stain
nothing to
Sally.
do with it.
I mean,
is
it's not
crazy.
because of your sweat stains. You literally go, you know what's a funny nickname for you? Sally Sweat Stain.
Sweat Stain Sally.
Sorry.
Like Mustang Sally, but
And
Sweat
then,
Stain.
you go, not because of your sweat stains.
But it wasn't. It literally wasn't. I just meant the nickname I liked in a vacuum. Yes, my thought process that led me to that nickname did involve the giant sweat stains you had going on.
They weren't that giant. That's also what kind of pissed me off is they were way less prominent than usual. For a light gray top, I was really proud of how
little sweat
limited.
stain there was.
It was kind of impressive for me.
Period.
Well,
Also-
yeah, but it's not like it's not like I was trying to be subliminal about the sweat stains and try to be passive aggressive and tell you had sweat stains. I didn't care about the sweat stains. I just thought Sweat Stain Sally had a certain panache.
But do you understand as someone who's self-conscious about the fact that they have sweat stains wouldn't
But
maybe
I've been
take to a
passive aggressive
nickname?
before. For example, we were in Cabo. Dana had a bunch of ceviche, and her breath reeked of ceviche. But I didn't want to say that, so what I did is I started nicknaming her. I'm like, "Oh, hello, my little ceviche. You're such a ceviche."
And it took me
You're so backhanded.
like-
it's crazy.
I
it
was
took me
being-
24 hours to be like, oh, he thinks I smell like ceviche.
Well, I was trying to be. I didn't want to just say hey,
And I brushed
brush
my
your
teeth multiple times, but I brushed my teeth multiple times in this window, and it's just the ceviche is really strong.
But that's my point.
But also, if you had class, then the ceviche smell wouldn't even bother you.
Yeah, but
It's
Robert
fish,
hates
bro.
Yeah, Robert
Yeah,
hates
because
that.
you have no class.
Which
he
classy?
saw my my smoked salmon wrapper of the
Yeah.
container on the counter, and he was like, "That's disgusting."
It smelled
I think
like
that's
fish.
disgusting. And because you have no class.
I know you're in
'Cause
full
you have
river
no
mode
taste.
now. You're like, I'm one with the fish. Bring on the fish.
I've always been one with the fish,
You've been-
long before my fishing career.
Yeah, long before you went to the source.
Long before I went to the source.
That's crazy. It's like when Disney adults, it's like when Disney superfans finally go to Disneyland for
Yeah.
the first time. But anyhow, no, I was with ceviche. I was trying to be nice. So I was being like, hello, ceviche. Oh, you're just a ceviche.
But it's like, just say it with your chest then.
But that's mean.
Don't.
No,
Okay.
it's not. It's meaner to like let me smell like ceviche and be bothered by it for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Like
And then
that's
to then
crazy.
reveal
and then to, at the end,
retroactively
also, it's like,
that
then
you
I'm
hated
like,
it.
Oh, wow, you've been like thinking I smell bad for 24
Yeah,
hours.
exactly.
Like that's crazy,
Exactly.
Robert.
Well, no, because but then during that 24
I
hours, you
agree.
enjoyed the nickname ceviche. You were like, oh, I like the nickname ceviche. So you got to
But
enjoy
then how
a
does
fun
she feel
nickname.
now? Not good.
Like now I'm just like, what is happening?
now I don't
there was
call her
something else
ceviche
you didn't-
anymore.
You didn't tell me about. I mean, it's everything. I mean, I think I made a TikTok
you
about
look
this
back
too.
on every nickname you've ever had.
Well, I
you're like,
always think about
oh my god,
I had bleach-
empanada.
What?
Maybe he thinks you smell like empanada.
But I love
you
the
think I
smell of
like
empanadas. Empanadas smell great.
It's empanada. That's how you sound when you say
not.
it's fish.
Fish is universally agreed upon to be a gross smell.
It's empanada. Empanada is universally agreed upon to be a gross
No, it's
smell.
not. Empanadas just like cooked meat and like and
No, like-
savory.
Wait, let me talk
and
about another like passive
seasonings.
aggressive Robert thing.
No, fish is just like cooked meat, and
It's
it's like
not.
savory.
Fish is the fish brings the river with it. It brings the water with it.
Empanada brings the emp with it.
It brings the emp. You're really smelling the emp. Bro, it reeks of emp in here, dude.
Well, but it's not a emp. There's no
There's
emp.
nada.
It's not
There's
a
zero
emp.
emp.
Zero emp.
Because how much emp is in here? Nada.
Emp brings like the dough with it. It's like
Yeah, everyone loves the smell of
I'm
dough.
showing you. Everyone loves the smell of fish.
That's not true. It isn't true. Well, it's like you cook a lot of meals that smell really nice, and like the bread is great when you cook like
Every
bacon.
time you do anything with fish, Robert's like, it's fucking.
Like someone's been cooking fish. It's fish o'clock.
Yeah,
I'm
Robert.
just like I
hates
feel
it.
so sorry for you that you're such trash.
I'm not. It's not trash to just
You're
not enjoy the
trash.
scent of fish in the air.
Like,
Oh my
I
god,
low
that
key
actually.
is.
You want to know why you're
What?
trash? And look, everyone knows that I'm.
No, I don't want to know I'm trash. We can move on.
Everyone knows that I am a Tana Mojo stan, okay? But what's the thing I'll say about the girl? And she says this about herself, like, she is trash. Like, she's trash. And I love her, okay? Anyways,
But you're saying she self-identifies as trash.
Yeah, she self-identifies as trash. And she has said before a take that I do not agree with, which is she's like always like, oh, if you order salmon, like you should have to get that cleared by everyone at the table. And I'm always like, you're cooked for that take.
I'm-
And the
that-
the fact that you guys are like both fish haters,
Yeah.
shows me that you're both trash.
I
No.
will say it's from because they're from like flyover states. Like fish
Yeah,
isn't like
'cause you guys are trash.
prevalent where they're from.
Okay, there's also something so strange here about looping me into Tana Mojo
Yeah.
specifically to call us both trash.
Yeah, and I love her.
But
Yeah.
she's from like Vegas. I'm from Missouri. We're also not even from close states, really.
But you're from flyover states.
Is Las Vegas considered is Nevada a
Yeah, you
flyover
fly
state?
over it to get to New York from LA. So yeah,
So
yeah,
so
you fly
technically-
over it.
I mean, I don't know, but also I
They're just
love
states
fish,
that no one's supposed to really go to.
and that's where I live.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Look,
flew.
at the end of the day, you trash.
But fish is a fragrant. It smells fragrantly.
Empanada is
Empanada
fragrant.
smells fragrant. You just like the fragrance.
Also, okay, but also, I'm not out here cooking empanadas all the time.
You don't cook shit.
I know. So you're trying to draw an equivalency between the very real smell of fish that you're brewing up there in your cauldron
Brewing is
versus the
crazy.
smell of empanada, which would smell better, but also I don't cook empanadas. I don't cook anything.
Do you think she brews the fish?
I think
Eve?
brewing
Yeah.
is
Sometimes she
absurd.
throws shit in like a pot.
Brewing is absurd.
It's kind of a brew. Don't
Can
you?
I say something about passive aggressive Robert?
Yeah.
Or are we still talking about smells of fish and empanadas?
No, you can say something.
Okay, basically, I was on my iPhone memories and I see a pop up of me, a picture of me from like 2023 when I was experimenting with a bleached brow.
Right.
And Robert looks over and he goes, ugh, that's when you were doing that weird shit with your eyebrows.
I did see this on your TikTok, and he is
And-
diabolical.
And I'm like, at the time, he did not say anything that indicated that he didn't like the look of the bleached brows. And that is so...
No,
is-
it's on
that is
par-
ceviche.
it's on par with the ceviche,
It's a
yeah.
similar thing to ceviche where I'm like, what do you mean you were just going to like not say anything and then like years later reveal that like it was really
Well,
offensive
all right,
to you.
now
It's
I also need
cliche
to-
in a larger scale.
Now I need to
Yeah.
stand up. Since I'm not out here constantly giving passive-aggressive digs at Dana. Most of what I say is effusive. I would argue Sweat Stain Sally was intended to be effusive. It was not intended to be passive-aggressive. I thought you would wear that like a badge of honor.
Okay.
Who would wear Sally sweat stain like a
Sweat
badge?
Sally,
Sally.
like Mustang Sally.
Now
Who
who's
would wear
trash?
sweat stain Sally like a badge of
Who
honor?
would wear Sweat Stain Sally like a badge of honor?
I don't know. I was hoping you. I thought I was putting like a crown upon your head metaphorically. But also going back to that, there was also times you'll say things to me the next day. Like you'll say stuff like, "Yeah, the outfit you wore yesterday." One time you were like, "I really hated the outfit you wore yesterday," but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
I've never said that.
You did say
What
that.
outfit?
I don't remember, but I remember this because it was a tweet of mine. I tweeted this. I was in my Twitter memories, and you said this to me.
Well, I don't remember that.
And you said, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to hurt your feelings, but it's like saying it to me the next day also hurts my feelings. If you wanted to spare my feelings about my outfit, you would just never say anything bad about my outfit.
So that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
You're saying years in the future, that was when you were doing your weird shit with your eyebrows.
That's true, but I waited like a year, you know. I feel like, and your eyebrows went back to normal.
So it doesn't hurt after a year?
I don't know. I hoped it wouldn't. I thought the statute of limitations on the
Was
bleached
over?
brow. Well, a lot of people have been saying because Jenna Ortega bleached her brows,
Yeah,
and
for
generally
Wednesday.
speaking, everyone who's not like straight men on the internet love it, which generally that means it's probably good if we're being honest.
Bruh,
but then,
trying so hard not to get canceled.
but then no, I'm not. I don't care about getting canceled. I just think that straight men shouldn't be on the internet, and the women and gays should do everything.
Cut to the crowd applauding.
Yeah.
The crowd applauding and me
but
saying
just
thank
the
you, thank
internet
you.
crowd.
Yeah.
Just the internet crowd.
You're
The
gonna
real
have
crowd
to-
is like, what are you talking
The rest of
about?
the crowd is booing.
Which is 99% of people, as we've discussed.
Yeah, the rest of the crowd, which
As
is
we discussed,
99%
only
of people, is
1% of
booing.
people are on the internet, you
Yeah.
guys, and respect to you and love to you.
I think a
you're
good-
young alternators. We're a weird crowd, guys.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
we're
oh, God.
odd.
The
Oh,
1%
God.
of the internet.
Oh,
We're
God.
weird.
Yeah.
But
We're
yeah.
all on the internet.
Okay,
so.
here's my thing. The Jenna Ortega bleach brows not only don't look good. You know what? I'm gonna say what I really think. We realized recently, Robert and I, that Wednesday is created by the same people who created Smallville. And if you don't know, Smallville is
the
like
greatest show of all time.
yes, but also the quintessential, the quintessential teen show with great love triangles.
Fantastic.
Fantastic
Smallville is
love
built on
triangles.
some of the best love triangles that ever existed in TV history.
And we had always known that Jenna Ortega had shut down the idea of love triangles in Wednesday, but we had no idea that the creators of Smallville were the ones who were creating said love triangles that were being shut down. And now I'm so irritated at her because I'm like, dude, Alfred Goff and Miles Miller, who are the creators of Smallville and Wednesday, they are masters of the love triangle. And to shut down what I know would have been a perfectly crafted love triangle pisses me off.
Wait, why would she shut it down?
because
because
she
she
said
said
it was
that
like
it's
hack and didn't want to
hack
do
and-
it.
Like
No.
played out.
But also, it's not a hack when they do it because they like invented that shit.
that's
right?
what we're saying. But it's like that's so. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm
Also,
like that
sometimes
makes me
things are hack for a reason. Like
They're
sometimes
good.
things are like
cliches are good
Yeah,
sometimes
for a reason.
Also, I don't buy this narrative that like love triangles are out. You want to know why? Because I see a new Summer I Turn Pretty edit every day.
Yeah.
that's so real.
And-
That's so
and-
real.
And none of those people even look normal. And we love those. I see
Yeah.
you. You love those love triangles.
Yeah.
You go, who's
Yeah.
belly gonna choose? And I
Yeah.
go,
Also,
what are you talking about?
People love hack shit. Also, like there are timeless themes, and love triangles is one of them. That's definitely a timeless.
But also, I'm like, not
theme.
only are love triangles timeless themes, I'm like, Alfred Goff and Miles Miller are the
Right.
kings of it.
Yeah, how are you gonna stop
How
them
are
from
you
doing
gonna
their bread and
stop-
butter?
Like that is so. It's sacrilegious.
Yeah.
Well, it's like work. It's like being on board a Greta Gerwig project and being like, I don't want to do none of that girl shit.
Yeah.
I don't play that girl shit. I'm shutting down this girl shit.
No twee stuff.
None of that twee girl
it's getting
shit.
to a Wes Anderson thing and being like, why is the shot so symmetrical? Shut it down.
Yeah.
and I am a Wednesday fan, but I
Yeah.
do think that would be fun if they did a love triangle.
Clearly, look, clearly the show's fun. People enjoy the show,
Yeah.
but it's like, what's wrong with throwing a
but
little
what's
love
wrong with
triangle in
that?
there?
Yeah.
Regardless, I don't like the bleach brows. And I'll say it, and I can say that because I'm a woman who's had bleach brows. I don't like them.
Can I
in
say one more
conclusion-
thing about Sweat Stain Sally?
Please. I'd love it.
Also, I'm getting really sweaty, and I'm worried sweat stains are gonna emerge again. And I'm
Well,
like, should I
Well,
put
let's
them
see.
in
Just
different
like
And then
look
you
toward
could
the
just-
camera and raise your arms
No,
up.
I will never do that.
She'll never do that.
Dude, right now, if cops burst in and hands over your head, I
You'd be
literally
like,
I think I might have sweat stains,
No.
Sir,
I can't do that.
my sweat stains.
Sir, my sweat
Sir, I'm
stains.
sweat stained Sally right now.
Dana getting shot by the cops because she won't put her arms up because she won't show her sweat stains.
Or the cops are like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It is hot in here. We don't want people
They're
calling
like,
you sweat stained Sally."
Yeah, the cops like, I understand. I was once called sweat stained Sally
Or it's like
myself.
I raise my arms, I have sweat stains, someone
And then
calls
they
me sweat stained
laugh,
Sally. They kill me because they need to save me from the embarrassment.
True.
They
They're like,
mercy-
just put her
they
down.
mercy shoot me.
Just put her down.
They're like, she was already called sweat stained Sally. She's never gonna recover.
There's no hope for her.
Yeah.
Okay, but basically this artist called Role Model.
Yes,
you
we
heard
know
of
Role
him?
Model.
Okay, well I don't know how old you are, bro. Okay, anyways. He always does this thing.
It's like I know the podcast called Young Old, but also that did hurt me.
Yeah.
That did
know.
when
I feel
young.
like I barely know who Role Model
Well,
is.
he's Emma
Okay,
Chamberlain's ex.
That's true.
And he recently brought Kate Hudson on stage at
right.
festival.
Okay, so the reason he brings girls on stage,
Is
like
to
Kate
call them
Hudson-
Sally.
right? So I'm saying like
Oh.
one day, he could bring you on for Sally,
I could be Sally.
and you could be Sweat Stains.
Yeah.
Role model, if you want to bring
Role
on.
model if you want to
Yeah.
bring on Dana
And
for
like,
Sweat Stains.
Sweat Stained Sally.
Yeah, exactly. He does a little
She's
remix.
so sweaty.
Yeah.
She's wearing a gray shirt.
Yeah. And you could have like a gray shirt with like huge sweat stains
Yeah.
on it. Like,
Sweat stained Sally. Your armpits look really wet.
yeah. That's exactly what I'm.
actually really sweaty.
That's what I'm picturing. That's exactly what I'm picturing.
Oh God. I'd honestly be honored. That's the real fucked up thing
Even
about
if
me.
the condition was that you had to
No,
wear a
even
gray
if-
shirt with huge sweat
The real
stains.
truth about me is even if I had to wear
And
a gray
he's
shirt
singing
with
about
sweatpants.
how wet your armpits
No,
are.
I realized that about myself recently where I'm like, I don't care how unflattering the portrayal of me is. I'm like, I just want to be in the spotlight.
Even if you're standing center stage at Lollapalooza and your arms are held straight up and your stains are massive, and he's going, "Sweat stained Sally, your armpits are big puddles."
And you're like, I'm just happy to be here, bro.
I'll take it. Also, I'll look like good in every other way. That's like my
Aside
whole
from
thing.
the
I'm
sweat
like,
stains.
yeah.
Okay.
Like I make sure I had like really good glam. My hair was really cute.
Yeah.
I'd make sure I starved myself for the appropriate amount of weeks before.
Right.
So,
You'd make sure you were really hydrated.
Yeah.
For the
For the
sweat.
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 For the sweat.
Yeah.
At that point-
I'd be glowing.
Right.
glowing.
Right.
You'd be glistening.
Right.
And,
I'd be
then
wet.
even after Role Model's done singing, the crowd's going, "Sweat stain, sweat stain, sweat stain."
And you know what? I take it like a champ. And I crowd surf. And they'd all be like, we don't want to touch her.
Yeah, they're like, ugh. After you crowd surf, they look
Yeah.
down at their hands, they're like glistening and
Yeah.
slick. They're like, I have the armpits.
Who was the Sally at your concert? I had sweat stains. Yeah.
And then he brings like Natalie Portman on
Yeah.
stage, and she didn't get the memo that we're doing Sweat Stain Sally now.
Wait, so now everybody does it?
Yeah,
I thought it was just Dana.
Well, maybe after Dana it felt too good, the crowds love it too
Yeah.
much.
So
So
now everyone has to do it?
yeah, Natalie Portman signed up for like Sally, but then she shows up and he's like, "Sweat Stain Sally."
Like Dana's are
Natalie's like,
natural
what?
though. Dana's are natural. Like they have to spray Natalie down.
Yeah. And they just keep spraying her down. For some reason, she keeps drying.
She keeps trying. They have to
keeps
keep
trying.
like having
Her armpits are
somebody
like so
come out
dry.
and spray her down.
Well, but Natalie Portman is like the kind of hot girl who would just have a gray shirt on deck. Well, you know, like
Yeah.
in Star Wars, she has those big headpieces,
Yeah.
Yeah.
hairdresses, so that's because she has gray shirts hidden in there.
Dude,
So
cinnamon
Amidala-
buns
Amidala.
are
Period.
housing gray shirts, extra light gray
Padme
shirts.
Amidala.
To make girls like me feel like shit about ourselves.
Remember in Attack of the Clones when Natalie Portman is attacked by that monster and it like slashes at her and it just perfectly turns her white shirt into a tank top?
Oh, I always
and she
thought that
goes,
was so
"Ugh,"
cool.
and then she's wearing a tank top.
Dude, also it's like,
That's how you make shit.
That's how you
yeah.
make shit. And then Jenna Ortega would be like, "That's hack."
That's
yeah,
hot.
and she would refuse.
Well, nowadays, like a monster would attack Jenna Ortega and somehow it just bleaches her brows.
Yeah. Period.
And then two people walk up to Jenna Ortega and they're like, "We both like you." And she's like, "No, no,
No.
one
Pick
at a
one.
time.
One at a
Pick
time.
one.
Pick one." That's me walking through Silver Lake pointing at poly people. Pick one.
Pick one.
Choose only one. Unless you want to do whatever you want. I do think
But the
everyone
whole
should
thing
have
about love
freedom to do
triangles
that.
is like, no, they're not poly.
No,
you know?
no.
Like,
Love
No.
triangles.
That's
The reason,
why they're
that's why it
stressful.
works.
Yeah,
That's why
if
the
we were down with a throuple, then there is
then there
no
wouldn't
love
be any
triangle.
conflict.
But I think like that's also realizing that like TV couples are at their best when they're not together. When they're
That's
in
the
the
will they,
won't
won't
they.
they,
They're-
yeah.
When they're in the won't they, that is when like right now we're in Smallville and like Chloe and Clark have established that they don't have feelings for each other. But
Yeah.
they're like really good friends now. When they're like working together a lot more and we're getting a lot more Clark and Chloe stories. And I'm like, this is where we thrive.
Also,
Or,
because
like,
then once they get together, you're kind of like, oh,
All right.
Right. Well, that's how I felt about Dana and Blair and Gossip Girl. They had a really good lead up to
They had
like
a
Dana and
great
Blair,
lead up.
and then it's like they get together, and you're like,
You're like,
you can't
oh.
really stay together.
I think Dan
They
and
could've.
Blair.
I think Dan and Blair actually had
Dan
more
and Blair-
juice than we.
I literally think Dan and Blair were
Yeah.
sabotaging Gossip Girl intentionally because they wanted Chuck and Blair to be Endgame, and
Right.
they knew, and they wanted Dan and Serena to be Endgame.
Yeah.
And when Dan and Blair got together, it was fucking fire.
I mean, I do think the Penn Badgley, Leighton Meester chemistry was like it was there.
Well, but
it was there.
Also, it was the actors, but also like the characters. It's
So
like
good.
The most stuck-up rich
Yes.
girl, the down to earth guy.
Yeah.
As down to earth as Dan can be.
Oh yeah, that was the joke.
That is the
that's
whole
built
joke.
in. It was like he's not really
Yeah.
that impoverished. He just
Yeah.
has a chip on his shoulder.
There's that chip on it. But that's
Yeah.
why they had great chemistry. But
Iconic.
so of course when they got together, they had to sabotage it so that you were begging for her to go back to Chuck.
Yeah.
So Chuck and her could like bond over like real estate deals gone wrong or
Right.
whatever.
Period. I love when I bond over real estate deals gone wrong.
Well, that
Well,
was
we were
high school,
saying-
That's
That's
what
we
we
were
did in high
saying,
school.
like,
That's
just high
actually a
school for
trope
you.
in teen shows is a high schooler has to own a business because in Smallville, Lana Lang owns the talent.
I guess because it's wish fulfillment. Like, I
Yeah.
guess teens are just wishing they own business. Is that true, though?
No,
Are teens
I
wishing
didn't
they
want a
own
business.
business?
Teens, if you're listening to young
Do you
olds,
wish you own a
wish
business?
owned a business?
I don't think I wished I owned a business.
I think there's a lot of like the wish fulfillment is just like in being an adult.
Right,
period.
right.
You want to
Not
be
necess-
independent.
There's
Yes.
different types of
Not necessarily
independence to
owning
achieve.
a business,
but I'm like,
but-
no, Lana Lang's situation where her parents are dead, her aunt deserts her, she just owns the talent
Yeah.
is like low key lit.
Well,
Well,
always
in One Tree Hill, she like runs the club, or
Oh yeah, Trick.
She runs the
Peyton
club,
Sawyer
yeah.
runs a music club.
And of course, in Gossip Girl, Chuck owns his own hotel and his own burlesque club. And
Burlesque Club is so funny.
as a sophomore in high school,
Yeah,
I love that for him.
I guess I love that for him.
I love that for him.
If I went to school with him, I'd be like, dude, Chuck Bass bought a burlesque club.
But it's like, but if you go to school at Chuck Bass, you probably are also in a position where you're like, I could buy a burlesque club if I want to. I just don't want to right now.
True.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, Chuck, we
We
all could buy
own
a burlesque club.
clubs. Yeah. Well, it's like the Victoria Justice. Like, I think we all sing.
I think we all could buy
we
a
all
burlesque
sing.
club.
I think we all sing.
She was iconic for that.
She was.
Yeah, I think we all sing.
Oh, did we want to talk about Password Pals?
We do want
What's
to talk about
Password
Password Pals. I
Pals?
was just thinking if I had anything else locked in the chamber. Oh, I was just going to say that I think the reason they do that is because even high school shows, high schools require a lot of extras in the background. So I think a lot of times they like to move a bunch of scenes
Away from high school.
away from the actual school whenever they
Yeah.
can, because a business lets you just like be alone in a room. It's like interesting that Lana Lang's running the talent. Notice how there's like it's rarely any other people in there with
Yeah.
her. Or
But also-
they'll have their big crowd scenes, but for a lot of it, someone will walk in midday and Lana's just like, oh hey, cleaning up after no one.
What Robert and I noticed we love about Smallville is they only have 4 sets. Basically, they have the hospital, they have the talent, they have the high school, and then they have the Kent's barn.
Yeah.
And so every single time there is a party, it's in one of those locations. So like whenever there's been a party in Smallville, the party is always either at the talent, at the Kent's barn, or at the high school.
Or maybe at the hospital. They're like, we also have a hospital set built.
Hospital party.
Like, it's like we're never in a new environment for a party.
Which I love.
Like we're always in one of the mainstay sets when there's a party.
There was like a bar scene.
I mean, they'll have other sets
don't
somewhere.
know.
Why are you trying to be a pick-me for the production team
There
of
was like when they were
Smallville?
at a museum.
When were they at a museum?
They were
With Lex was just at the museum.
They've
Yeah.
had scenes other places. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that for the most part, they
Yeah.
focus their action on the few key
mainstay
sets.
Yeah.
Well, because they don't really like whatever. If it ain't broke, don't fix
No,
it.
we love that.
We're
That's
not.
what we're saying.
We're not. We
Oh
don't
my
hate
god!
them.
I'm not hating on you either.
Do you have
You chill
Remember
out.
when Eve was like, I didn't know you guys knew role model. As if
I
role
don't
model
know,
was like
bruh.
a frequency that only
I
young
don't
people
fucking
can hear.
know. Again, I feel like I barely know him.
Sally.
Sweatstained Sally.
Sweatstained
Yeah,
Sally.
Sweatstained Sally.
I will say when I heard that, when I like role model is someone where I'm like, you invented a guy. And I
That's
guess
what I
everyone's
mean.
invented,
I'm
but
like,
you did invent a guy.
To me, I'm like, even though I know about him, I'm like, surely no one knows about this.
Yeah.
I'm like not even trying
You
to be
know?
rude, and like I'm whatever. It's not like I'm perfect and I'm so
He feels
dimensional
like a
and
fake
layered.
internet
he feels
man.
fake.
He feels like a
feels
fake
fake.
internet man.
Or even like the fact that his username is like Saint Laurent Cowboy. I'm like,
yeah.
ugh.
Well, but
I'm
also,
like, surely no one really
I heard
knows
the song
this.
Sally because I had become familiar with Role Model prior, but I didn't know what his songs were. And then when I heard Sally, it's funny because I'm like, Sally is just like there's a Sally that has come out every year on the radio since the 90s.
Well, also you're saying that his music,
it's
no, it's not
Mumford and
even, no,
Sons.
it's not Lumineers or Mumford & Sons. It's low-key giving like Big Time Rush. Like
guess
it's
so.
giving like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
like
it's
when a
more
pop
almost
star visits a Disney Channel original
Yes.
series, and they're like, Role Model's coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then like they all go
But
to see the
even
Role
like, I
Model
feel like
concert.
Big Time Rush was real. Like,
Yeah, Big Time Rush is realer than Role Model, but the songs give the same to me. Demi Lovato's back in her She/Her era,
and that's why she's popping off.
and she's popping off. She was at the Jonas Brothers concert. She looked super good.
Whoa.
She showed back up with the Jonas Brothers. I think they sang a song from Camp
They
Rock.
did.
That's
Well, she
lit.
said Mitchie's back in a
Oh, dude.
TikTok.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
She's
In her
back.
Richie era.
She's back in her Richie era.
I love when celebrities, you can just tell that they've decided to just make a lot of money this year.
Yeah.
They've said, this is the year I'd actually like to just make a fuck ton of money and lock in.
Although Mitchie was, on crack. So.
So maybe she means she's back on crack.
Oh.
Back in my Mitchie era.
I
Demi,
hope
are you?
not.
Is that a dog whistle? A crack dog whistle?
Who knows? Maybe Mitchie's back, but like sober Mitchie.
Mitchie!
Mitchie!
Sweat stain Mitchie.
Sweat stain Mitch, that's too many
Sweat
things.
stain
That's
Mitchie
not
is too
bad.
many things.
Yeah.
You get Sweat stain Sally or you get Mitchie.
Yeah.
You don't get both.
Yeah.
You don't get both.
Okay.
This is actually, it's like me doing one of those interviews as like a producer who produced Pop Hits. I'm like, originally Sweat Stain Sally was just called Sally. And then we had Sweat Stain Sally sitting on the bed and we were like, wait a minute, what if we said Sweat Stain Sally? And that's where that track came from. And Benny Blanco's like, yeah, I literally just I just put my phone up to my butt and farted. And we had a #1 hit.
And that's how Sweat stain
And then he
Sally
plays
was
the
made.
demo and it's just like farts and the comments are all like, oh my god.
This is
isn't
so
it
much
like the
better.
demo?
This is so much better.
The demo. Release the demo.
Release the demo.
Well, they're always like, this is the demo recorded by insert name of someone you've never heard of. And in the comments, they're like, this sounds way better than the Maroon 5 version. I'm like, no, it doesn't.
doesn't.
You've
Also,
never heard it.
yeah, I was gonna
No, it
say,
doesn't.
even, like you would never have known about it though.
Well, because also, if there was a chance that you would have heard it, the person recording the demo would have released it.
Right.
You know what I mean? If it's not like they chose, will this be a massive hit for Maroon 5 or me? It's like,
It's not. If it's you, it's never getting out there. Is there any catch up stuff you wanted to put forth? Did you have anything you want to talk about?
you were in your hometown. Did you run into any high school bullies?
Yeah,
that
any
you needed to
ops?
confront? Did you run into any high school bullying victims that you wanted to remind?
Did
who's
you
still on
apologize
top?
to anyone?
It's giving Gen Z
this?
stare.
Yeah, I know.
It's giving Gen
It's
Z
giving
stare.
more.
It's because I'm thinking really hard about what happened.
She's
Like
thinking
I
hard about
literally
what
can't
happened.
even remember.
Gen Z stare.
Honestly, I just ran into the same girl that I saw like last time I was there, who I didn't know who she was, and then I didn't know who she was again.
Was this the girl you invited to like a concert or something?
No, I know who. Obviously, I know who that is.
She invited her to Christmas.
Oh no, not her. Not
Yeah.
her.
Not her.
No, not her. No. But I still know
So
who that
you
is.
multiple times forgot someone.
Yeah.
Cool. Did she seem sad?
No,
Okay.
but it's not like I was like I'm like, oh hey.
But
Yeah.
you played it off well.
But this is the second time
You yes-anded.
that I'm still like, I don't know who you are, Queen, but you seem great.
Wouldn't it be funny if she's like not real and she's like a CIA agent and she's spying on you?
No, well, because I vaguely I started to vaguely remember her this time around. I was like, wait.
Well, that's the worst. Also, like with the internet too, there's people where I'm like, I know for a fact your face is familiar. I know, but I
Yeah.
don't know if like we went to high school together, college together, or I just saw your viral reel from 3 months ago.
Period.
That's like, you gotta like people like gotta just like somehow lead with introducing themselves.
I guess so.
Take that burden on yourself.
Yeah, I think I like the idea that like every time I meet someone, I get a whole new start. You know what I mean?
Because you're always terribly embarrassing yourself the first time around.
Well, I'm always sweat stain Sally.
Because you always sweat
And I
stain
like-
Sally.
I like to lead with showing them my dry armpits. Be like, I'm Dana. You've never met me before. I'm
Dry Dana.
I'm Dry Dana.
I'm Dry Dana.
Dry Dana.
I'm Dry Dana.
Dry Dana.
Dry Dana.
Your armpits are so dry.
I also always think because we also heard like an ad on the radio for like role models playing this big concert, and I'm like, what do they do at their concert that's not just singing Sally? Is it Sally the whole time?
Maybe they just bring out a new girl every song
They
and
just
do
keep bringing
Sally
girls
every.
out.
every
The
time.
thing is, I think with certain
What's the tea?
Dana, I know it's crazy to ask, but do you have any super sad stories about being disrespected as a child by your peers?
okay.
She wouldn't have anything like that.
Sorry, it's
Wait,
crazy.
I don't think no. Oh, I just thought of one. Okay, so when I was in 5th grade,
I can't believe you actually have one on deck that quick.
no, we discussed this.
Oh,
prior.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Not
This
me
was a
being
story I
like,
wanted to tell him.
not me being like, wow, she really pulled that one out. Goddamn.
Okay, when I was in 5th grade, I was really into this website, Neopets, and I had 2 friends that I played Neopets with, and basically we like shared passwords. Like we would have each other's passwords, blah 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 blah. Anyway, one day I come to school and I realize that these other 2 girls have each other's passwords, but they've excluded me from the password sharing. And it would led to this like crazy meltdown. We were having a sleepover at my friend Julia listens to the podcast sometimes, but Julia's house. And it like ends with me basically sobbing and screaming that they're password pals. And like just calling them password pals and like screaming and like literally freaking
Password
out.
pals
Like,
derogatory.
Password pals derogatory. The PP slur.
PP derogatory.
And yeah. Anyway, but I was thinking about password pals the other day, and then I was thinking about, do you guys like, what's password sharing etiquette for you guys? Like, do you guys have anyone in your adult life that you like share passwords with? Like, it's just
I
kind
mean, I guess we all share passwords for like streaming stuff.
yeah. So I guess that would be a password pal.
We share the password for the young old account.
That's true.
We're all password
I
pals.
guess we are password
pals.
pals. But it would be like that if I found
Sorry
out like
to use,
you
sorry to
and
use such strong language,
Sorry
but
to
we
use
all
such
are
strong
all
language.
password pals.
But it got me thinking about how in the early 2000s, it was really easy to hack into people's accounts by doing the forgot my password, because no one had like 2-factor authentication on because they didn't have that yet. All they had was like security questions. So it would be like if you knew someone's pet's name, you could just get into their Facebook right there.
And I'm sure you tested this, of
Yeah.
course.
And I hacked into like a lot of people's Facebooks like in 6th grade.
Okay.
And I genuinely didn't see what was wrong with it. And like I just didn't. Like
Well,
I
you were
thought
like,
it
that's
was,
a flaw in the system.
Like,
That's
right,
a
like,
flaw in
I
the
thought it was
system,
all
period.
funny. But I remember in 9th grade, my friend was texting this guy that, I mean, clearly had a crush on her. I don't think she had a crush on him. I think she was playing a little silly game on her own. But she was like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to hack his account? And I'm like, yeah, I know how to do it. And so basically what we do is we go and we do the forgot my password. And then it's like his security question was, what street did you grow up? He had like 2 different security questions. And we literally just texted him and we're like, yo, what street did you grow up on? Yeah. And he was like, haha, why are you asking all this? And then she was like, haha, it just makes me like you more when I like know what street you grew up on.
Y'all
And
are some
we
crazy.
hacked his account like that.
And then what'd you do? Just look at his
I think we like
stuff?
read through his messages. Yeah. Just kind of really violated.
Diabolical.
Invaded privacy. But I was always invading privacy, and I genuinely like until right now I'm thinking about like I'm like that's really mean.
Also,
Not
this time
cool.
when you were invading everyone's privacy, did this also happen to overlap with this time of you being wildly unpopular and disliked by
It did,
everyone in your
Robert,
school?
yeah.
Yeah,
It
you've
did.
hacked
It
into
did.
everyone's
It
account,
did.
read everyone's messages, nobody likes you. You're like, bro,
What am I doing?
But that's how I know that I didn't think it was wrong, because I was genuinely shocked when there was backlash. Like I was like genuinely like, why are you mad at me?
I think it's because
Like-
when you're a kid, if there's nothing that can like physically stop you, then it's fine.
Right?
Do you know
Like
what
that's,
I
how
mean?
that's how I felt.
Like, oh, if
Like,
I was
just-
able to get in, then it's fine.
why would I respect well, why would I respect a boundary that's not actually up?
Right.
Like there's not really a boundary because
this kind of reminds me of, in all places, I was in the Kumon Math and Reading Center waiting room.
Obviously.
And there was a gumball machine that you put a quarter in and you get a gumball. And I didn't have a quarter, but I was like, oh, I wonder if I can fold the paper in a way where it's shaped like a quarter and whatever. So I took kind of it was like construction paper. I somehow had construction paper and I folded it perfectly. And after a bunch of trying, because I was waiting for my mom to pick me up from Kumon. She was late to pick me up from Kumon.
Yeah.
Insult to injury. I
Period.
did. I figured it out. Oh my God. I figured it out and I folded the paper like a quarter and I got a gumball and I was like, heck yeah. But then the woman running that Kumon saw me and she came out and she said, you're stealing. This is stealing.
No.
And I was like, you can have it back. I just kind of was playing around. It's like, playing around? Yeah, I bet it wouldn't be playing around if I hadn't caught you. And then she took me out to my mom and she was like, he stole a gumball. And then I had to give her a quarter. And I'm like, here's the deal. I didn't like going to Kumon before. I hated it after that.
also that seems
was
like
the
they're
worst.
actively trying to punish you being actually smart and creative.
Period.
Because that's a real
accomplishment
Yeah.
to fold
Well,
the
maybe,
paper like
for all I
test.
knew, that was the
Intelligence.
real test. Like it's like
Right.
those kind of like bait
It's like
and
escape
switch.
room.
It's like escape room.
Escape room.
You think you're there for like to fill out the worksheet. Really, you're there to see if you can crack the gumball question.
Right.
And then I cracked it, and turns out that's not why I was there.
that wasn't
It was
escape
for,
room.
he was there for the worksheet.
I was there for the
It was
worksheet.
for the worksheet.
Speaking of also
Yeah.
Neopets, in second grade, I remember all the cool guys in my class were big into RuneScape in second
yeah.
grade. So I thought, well, I'll play RuneScape because I'm sick of being less cool than these guys. I was so bad at RuneScape, I just wound up being way less cool than them in RuneScape also. Like, I never, because in RuneScape, the whole idea is like you gain a bunch of like experience and you achieve a bunch of things and you become like a knight. You start at like a little peasant farmer and you grow into a knight with like sick ass weapons and armor. I never got past the peasant farmer stage. I could never figure it out. I'm just like an agrarian loser. All the jocks in my school have armor, and they slay me whenever I do start to kind of.
Wow.
Well, it's also funny too is like
Figure it
weren't you
out.
like poorer than them too
Yeah, a little
and shit?
bit.
Yeah.
So you're
even
poorer
in
than them
RuneScape
IRL and
in
online.
RuneScape.
But what a metaphor, because even when I did start to kind of accumulate capital, the rich came in and they would just drive a sword through my throat and make me start all over again.
And in many ways, RuneScape parallels life. Like
In
that.
many ways,
Yeah, I
RuneScape
could never get into
parallels
RuneScape. Any game that was like too hard and boring for too long, I couldn't get behind.
Yeah, you were into the real game, which is hacking into the private information of your peers.
And ultimately, but you know what I realized? I learned that from my mom. Like clearly, I'm like, it's like it is like, oh,
Is your
I had
mom like a
someone.
hacker?
No, I had someone reading like my diary and like trying to
Right, if
get
somebody
into my
invades
private
your privacy, then you
it's
think
like you think it's fine
normal.
to you literally think it's normal. Like I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think that is probably
And again,
true.
kids can only, I think this more and more as I get older, but kids can really only learn by example. Like it literally doesn't matter what you tell your kids. It only matters what behaviors model to them. And I'm like, I can see the way, and Mom, I love you so much, obviously, if you're listening to this. But no, I can see the way that some of the things that I did that were wrong were things I learned at home. That's all. What?
I want to make a
waiting for me
joke.
to keep
The joke would
going?
be like,
What?
oh yeah, so you saw your mom having giant sweat stains, and you thought this was the way.
And you know what? My mom didn't wear deodorant.
Well, I don't actually think the reason why I hesitate was like your mom doesn't actually. I've never noticed a sweat stain.
No, I've never noticed
But I
Robert's
wanted
sweat
the
stains either.
joke would be to say
Yeah.
that.
No, my mom's lucky a pick me with her dry armpits. I would say.
A pick me for who?
No, just like in general, it's like to me. I'm like, it's
No, the tea is that she do be sweating. She just doesn't smell.
that's true. She doesn't smell.
Maybe it's a thing of like if you just hold out on using deodorant for like the first like chunk of your life, you actually push through and then you do naturally start to smell good.
Apparently, it's literally
like
a
that's fake
a
news.
genes thing. It's like a third of Asians don't have body odor or something.
I always say this about
yeah,
Asian
we're the worst
statistics.
Asian kind.
I'm always in the
Yeah.
percentage of Asian that has the bad thing.
Yeah.
like it's always
the
like
coarse body hair.
it's like some Asians are hairless, some
Yeah.
Asians are super hairy. I'm always gonna be the hairy Asian. Some Asians have like no earwax. Some Asians have a shit ton of earwax. I'm always gonna be the waxy Asian.
We're sweaty, hairy, earwax Asians.
Can I this was playing into the stereotype, but there's also a stereotype that Asians are very academically inclined.
Right.
Or like
I'm
also like
always
quiet.
gonna yeah.
You're
submissive.
You're none of those.
None
no
of
one here
those.
is
Like
any
I'm
of those
always
things.
gonna be the bad part of the Asians.
Also, like low key, like I'm
Skinny.
like we're chonky for Asians.
We said the same thing.
Yeah.
We said the same thing.
You're not. Neither of
We
you
said
are
the same
chunky.
No, we're chonky for Asians.
For Asians.
For
I don't know what
Asians.
that means.
We're not hairy compared to white people, but we
Yeah,
are
we're hairy
hairy for
compared to
Asians.
Asians.
I don't know if that's right. I've seen Asian people out and about. You don't seem noticeably chonkier than the average Asian person to my eye.
Okay, well,
You're also both very small.
Yeah, we're small, but we're chonky for Asians.
for Asians.
For Asians.
For Asians.
We're not saying we're chunky.
We're saying we're chunky for Asians.
I don't know why, but it's like, remember before the election, there was like white dudes for Harris was like a slogan. It's like, for some reason, I was like, what would it, I'm just,
Chonky for
chonky for
Asians.
Asians.
Chonky for Asians.
I don't know what context that would appear in. It just
No.
sounds like a slogan. Like it would be
It
on a button.
does.
Chonky for Asians.
Chonky for
Asians.
Asians.
We are chonky for Asians.
You're not chonky for Asians. You guys
Chonky
also,
for
I never heard the phrase chub adjacent, and you throw it around like I'm supposed to just know what that is.
love that
Also, I
phrase.
think like any woman who is, concerned with their body, they know what we mean.
Yeah, when we say it, they're like,
Like
period,
they're like
I
period.
get it.
They're like, I get it.
You're like,
it just
you're
means that
chub
any
adjacent.
given time,
Adjacent.
it's like you're like a couple sandwiches away from like someone thinking you're a fucking whale.
Well,
you know?
okay, but then you would just be no. So if we're chub
Chub
adjacent,
adjacent. We have
that
like
means a couple sandwiches until
Yeah.
chub adjacent.
Yeah.
And then you're a couple
exactly.
and then
more
a couple more
sandwiches
sandwiches
from
from
chub.
chub.
Yeah.
And then a
So-
couple more sandwiches to Chubbs.
And then
So
a couple
true.
more
And then
sandwiches to
you're
Chubbs, and then
Robert.
you're
The
and then you're
chubbiest
Chubbs.
man alive.
And then you're the
100%.
chubbiest man alive.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about. Password pals and hacking.
Yeah, and they were so wrong for that. For being so. Then how did it resolve? Did you all share passwords or no? Were they like
No,
not fuck off, bruh?
Did you say they
Yeah.
like stole your password or something?
Yeah, I think like they like hacked into my account.
Well, so then you were password.
So
pals
yeah,
then.
you got what you asked for. It's like be
well,
careful
no,
what you
they
wish
had
for.
my password, but I don't think I got their passwords ever
Oh,
again.
it was
So they were
one-sided.
one-way password.
Yeah,
One
and
way,
then I think
one-
like I really am like I think that was the beginning of the end of that trio of friendship. And
Wow.
then I always
Was
thought that the
password pals.
problem was threesomes. Dare I say
Maybe Jenna Ortega had a
maybe she had
negative
a point.
experience.
Jenna was right.
But I, for the longest time, was like, okay, I can't be friends in like groups of 3.
Mm.
And then I slowly realized that like maybe I just can't be friends. Like I'm like maybe it's me. But I would always
Bruh.
notice this where it's like I would have a friend and we would be like super close, and then we would start hanging out with another girl. Another girl would come join us, and then it was like literally it was a ticking time bomb to when those 2 girls split off and started like actively talking shit about me and excluding me, and that became like their brand of fun was just excluding the excludina game. It was just always a matter.
And it's only a matter of time for
Yeah,
us
this is
to
the
do
only
that
matter
as
of
well.
time. Count down to this.
Maybe it's because you were like telling them. Maybe because you were like, it's only a matter of time.
No, because I didn't have these like self
Before you start
mythologizing.
playing the exclude Dana game. And they were like, yo, she's a fucking freak. Let's exclude her.
Yeah, a couple months ago, they just casually decided to like tell each other their Neopets logins. Cut
Yeah.
to 3 months later, this girl they're not friends with is like, your password pals!
Anyway, yeah, I don't know, but the problem clearly was me on some level, and
yeah.
and ultimately at the end of the day, now I'm alone.
Yeah. Dana and Eve are a figment of your imagination.
You mean Robert and Eve? Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert and Eve are now figments of my imagination. Do you think you're Dana?
Am I stupid?
I don't know.
I do something like, am I dumb? I do sincerely sometimes, like in a TV show, me having that misstep would be a sign that, like, I'm losing it.
Yeah, you'd be like, I'm Dana now.
I'm Dana
No,
now.
but it's like I have Robert and I have Eve, but like I don't have like friends that I'm not related to and or I'm engaged to anymore. Really,
Period.
And that's on God.
like I certainly don't have 2 girls that I hang out with. who
Because
are-
you said that the trio of girls doesn't work.
yeah,
You can never be friends with 3 girls.
I can never be friends with 2 other girls.
But you can be friends with 3 girls. You can be in a 4.
Yeah, theoretically, but
It's all just theory right now.
it's all theory.
You're in your
It's all
lab like
theory.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Basically, what I've realized is it's best for me to
Be a loser.
keep to myself
Yeah.
and hang out with Robert and hang out with Eve and hang out with Biter.
The dog.
And that seems like that's what's working best for me.
You also
Period.
have friends. You also have several
No, I
friends.
do. I
You're
do.
always
I have
very,
friends, and I'm joking, of course.
of course
I'm
she's
kidding.
joking.
I'm just kidding. I'm extremely normal, well socialized.
But also Dana
Sociable.
knows all my passwords. Dana
I
knows my
know
PIN
your
number.
phone number and your PIN number.
And you know my phone password.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. Your phone password. Yeah.
Password pals
Yeah.
on God.
Password pals on God.
Well, so Dana and I are password pals.
Yeah, we're
It doesn't
password
really
pals.
she doesn't really seem to get a big kick out of it.
No.
Doesn't seem like becoming password pals has been a game changer for you.
It wasn't really. Well, because you're not a girl. And also you don't have any like cool things in your like you don't have any like Neopets paintbrushes,
No, but
you don't have any
I've got plenty of cool stuff.
treasures.
I got stuff like, what if your coworker had the curse of the black pearl?
Yeah, that doesn't do it for
Well, I
you.
was saying, what if I started plagiarizing all of Robert's Wait What's and I just started recording them word for word?
I think that's a good idea.
He makes a lot of money from them, and I am a little
Not a lot of money.
light on coin.
So, I think it's a good plan.
Just steal my content.
Yeah.
You see people who steal my content and they just like put slime next to it, and you're saying let's go to the
Right.
next level.
Well, no, but I think that's like less offensive because at least they're like putting in the effort to recreate it themselves.
Well, it's like the animated account that does
Right. It's
with your
like,
permission.
yeah, but they use my voice. So are you planning to just do
a lip sync of you.
lip sync
no.
of me? I don't think that would
Actually,
do
now
it.
that I'm sitting here and thinking about it, I'm like, what if Eve and I did them? Like we
Oh,
like
like
really
we're
like
each
girly
the other
aesthetic, but we like
person?
literally
well,
just
here's
take
what
his
fucking
scripts.
sucks about that. It would go so much more viral.
Okay, I think we
Obviously,
should
that's
do
more
it.
viral.
I think we should.
I think we should
Also,
do
because we
it.
can make money from that.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, that would work for
Okay,
you.
let's do it.
Because
Let's
it's
do
like,
it,
if
Ray.
it works for me and I'm just some fucking guy.
Yeah.
Clearly, yes.
Just some fucking
Okay,
guy.
let's do
Well, I
it.
am just some fucking guy.
You're not some fucking guy to your Wait What-inators.
But the reason I'm anything to
love
them
you.
is the wait what.
I saw a
Yeah.
comment on your video that made me crack up, and it was, you're pushing 30.
And little did they know, he's actually pushing 40.
And I was like, lol.
Dude, this is just so funny. This is so funny because, like, dude,
God is ass,
Eve never brings up my content, never mentions a comment, never, unless it's like you hone in like a heat-seeking missile on that one. Dude, that was also that one. I deleted this comment because I was getting annoyed, but the first comment on that specific reel was midlife crisis TikTok.
Yeah, period.
Because it was about like
It was about high
be
school,
like.
yeah.
But I'm like, also it's like it's not like I'm not like Brent Rivera talking to people like I'm in 6th grade.
Yeah, you're not like how to have your first kiss tutorial in the secret basement.
Yeah.
That's
In the
crazy.
secret
In the secret basement.
Dude.
Well, Trish and Oscar do always talk about how people on TikTok's favorite comment is you're pushing 30. And also Brooke talks about that on Cancel too. Anyone who's around the 30 range talks about how they get you're pushing 30 comments.
Yeah, I got it a lot on that. But again, it's like it's one thing if I'm like a high school. It was one frickin' TikTok
It's just so interesting because I'm like,
that I never
who-
brought up to anyone except for Eve found the negative comments.
How do kids know that we don't want to be told that we're pushing 30? Like, how do you
I
guys
don't
even
know.
know that?
They just
Like,
know. Wait, what was the other comment that I dug up? That was the one negative comment about you on like a post.
Was it just
But
one?
It was. I think it was one of Dana's.
Oh,
It was like when you were like, I have a fiance who's hot or something.
and they were like, "This can't be the hot fiance."
What was that?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
remember?
Oh yeah, let's make sure we get this right. It was something about how I'm ugly.
It was
Yeah.
something about how you're
Have you guys like that trending audio where it's like just found out I'm
yeah, chopped and unk.
and also unk?
Yeah, that's you.
That's me. Just found
Just
out
found out
I'm
I'm chopped and also
Yeah, but also what sucks about that is like I don't even present myself as like, oh, I'm like a young cool guy. I don't present myself that way. So I get this comment a lot too. People will be like, Drew Gooden in 15 years. I'm like, motherfucker, we're the same age now.
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna start
That's pretty
commenting that.
Drew Gooden in 30 years. Drew Gooden after a rough stint on a work barge. I'm like,
Start
what?
commenting. True, good enough to rough stint on a work bar. You should make that your bio.
Drew Gooden after a rough stint on a work barge.
What do you think? What kind of work do they do on the barge?
I bet it's
Rough
bad.
work.
I don't
Rough
think it's
work.
good work.
I'm picturing part of the ship, part of the crew.
I'm picturing part of the
1,000 years before the math.
I'm picturing
Yeah.
1,000 years before
That
the
being
mast.
said, in Davy Jones, it's like when the crew like became part of the ship. That looked like it felt so good when they just kind of get cozy in the wall.
Well, yeah,
I always said that.
Yeah.
Y'all called me crazy.
They're achieving singularity with the boat.
because there's the guys up there that are mopping
Yeah.
and like doing hello work, and then there's Bootstrap Bill who just chills out in the wall. And you guys were like, no, like at least the guys who are mopping still have like sentience. Like Bootstrap Bill, like he has no like. And I was like, nah, he's just chilling.
Well, the guys with the mop are like, oh man, it's so hard being a crew member on the ship, and the guys in the wall are like, oh yeah, real hard. Oh, man, it sucks.
Exactly. I've always said that being in the wall was where it's at, and I was clowned on.
Be in the wall.
Be in the wall.
Life hack, you better be in the
Of
wall.
the Black Pearl.
Also, it's like it's usually like
of the Flying Dutchman.
Sorry.
right, the
Don't-
Flying Dutchman.
Ever make that mistake.
Don't ever
again.
make that
Sorry.
mistake again.
Don't ever make that mistake.
It's like usually like the earlier into your sentence, you're like on the deck and whatnot, and then the later, like Bootstrap Bill, later into your sentence, then you're in the wall. Like it's my first day on the ship. Remember?
Like, so what's the deal with the wall?
I immediately am standing by the wall in the wall. They're like, bro, it's your first day.
They look over. Eve's like bumping against the wall. Like,
How do we get in here?
come on.
Trying to get in the wall.
They're like, you can't. That only happens after like 300 years.
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm
no, I
like-
just have to find the right.
And I'm like, no, I can do it.
Early adopter of the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, early adopter of the wall.
Yeah. I mean, technically we're on an hour.
Yeah, but we're just getting started.
We're just
so
getting
real.
started.
Well, I have so much more to say.
What?
Dude, about what do you mean of what? About like everything. About Davy Jones, about Smallville, about Sweat Stain Sally.
AK are only 3 topics.
Yeah.
Robert said he didn't miss you.
Okay.
I did not say I didn't miss you. I didn't just say
Just
that.
trying to sow discord.
You're just trying to sow
kidding.
Discord.
I know.
He didn't miss my fish brewing.
Yeah.
Eve, dude, you walk upstairs. It's like a cloud of fish scent, and then also like someone's voice sped up 8x, talking about like actually there's actually something problematic about robot voice. And then robot actually Sally could be 14, 15, 16.
Do you think Trisha will ever get to be Sally?
I would love if Trisha was Sally. That'd be iconic.
That would be iconic.
Trisha, you're better than Ethan Klein.
Period.
Oh, we were saying though, like, okay, so there's drama with the Tana and Brooke last episode, and Tana saying she might delete all the episodes.
Honestly, when I was listening, like I saw everybody like freaking out about that, but when I was listening to it, she didn't really seem that serious about it. Like,
But that's how you soft launch
Yeah,
it.
she's like trying to soft launch the idea of like, what if I did this? Like, would people be mad?
Well, that's like because also she's
Would I get
laughing while
sued?
putting out
Yeah.
real feelers. She's like,
But, like-
haha, what if we end up in court? It's like that's you clearly like putting it out there. Like, hey, what if we do end up in court though?
But like Brooke brought up a good point, which is that somebody's gonna re-upload them and make money off of it.
Yeah.
You may as well just keep
100%.
it and
Also,
you
I'm like,
make the
no,
money.
I think if I was Brooke, I would sue her.
Well, also
Right,
at
because
that
yeah,
point-
it's both of their
Yeah.
IP.
Yeah, at that point, if you own a percentage of the work product, you can't
Yeah.
just delete the work product
No.
arbitrarily.
Yeah.
I mean, also, I hesitate to get into it because I don't want
Want the people to come for you.
I don't want anyone to come for my ass.
I don't think anyone's gonna come for your ass. The majority
Yeah, I think
popular
most people
opinion right
think it
now
shouldn't
is
be
Team Brooke
deleted.
on that in that regard.
Yeah.
And people will be like, again, it's so funny to me when people leave comments. They're like, I really hate Brooke, but she has a point here.
I
Yeah.
know,
And I'm like,
dude.
okay, you
Whenever
guys need to
people
relax.
always
Also-
preface
I was like,
their
you guys
thing
need
with
to
"I really
relax.
hate blank,"
Brooke
but
is an evil blank,
Yeah.
blank, but
Yeah.
you guys also, it's like, no, she's not.
Well, it's one thing to
Relax.
not do the podcast anymore. It's another thing to like salt the earth and wipe it off the face of the
Yeah.
earth.
But like again, it will be re-uploaded, and then someone's gonna be getting
Right,
Yeah.
but like
AdSense from
even
it.
the urge or desire to like
But I
burn
would
this
say,
chapter
I would
is
say
weird.
the urge or desire is more so of a
Yeah.
fuck you. I think it's
Yeah.
more so of a fuck you on the way out.
I
You know?
guess.
Even if like the footage exists, it's more like
And also, like, I was just watching a video Tana made on her YouTube channel, and she was talking about how, like, whatever, she's being so peaceful in Hawaii, and, like, she's so stressed out to go back to LA and shoot canceled, and, like, she's just so stressed because of the things she has to talk about. And I'm like, girl, you don't have to talk about shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
your pod. Like, if you want to talk about what a nice time you had in Hawaii, like, you can do that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, nobody's holding a gun to your head and saying you have to talk about shit that, like, makes you stressed out.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they don't show that on the camera. The gun.
They have a gun.
Okay, maybe they are. Maybe that's where she's. And then I'd be like, okay, T, I understand why you're so stressed.
Yeah. She's like, I think I would actually like to end the podcast early, and like someone with a gun is just
Yeah. Because the way she talks about it, like, yeah, it's like somebody's holding, and I'm like, just,
You can talk about whatever you
yeah,
want.
if you want to sit there and fart on mic the whole time, like,
people would love that.
you can do that.
People would like that.
Well, also Tana could fart on mic, and then Brooke would be like, "Can you not fart on mic?" And then the comments would be like, "How dare Brooke have the nerve to tell Tana not fart on the mic?"
On the other side, they'd be like, I fucking hate Brooke, but she's right, Tana shouldn't fart on the mic.
Every night, I show up outside of Brooke's house with a rifle, and I point it at her, and I dream about pulling the trigger. But she's right on this
But she's
one.
right.
But she's right that Tana shouldn't fart on
Well,
the mic.
no one on the internet can just be honest about like what they enjoy.
Yeah.
No,
No.
It always has to be like this very performative, like.
But also, okay, here's my thing with like just people in general these days is like they have to like they all like the same things, but they want to pretend like they like it different than you like it.
Yeah, that's T.
Like, and that is so infuriating to me where people are like, yeah, I like reality TV, but not in the same way you like it. I like it in a smart way.
well, yeah,
Shut
they're like,
up.
it's such an interesting sociology.
Yeah, they're like, I watch it like a
experiment.
sociologist,
And I'm
I
like,
watch
can
it
you
'cause I'm an
shut the fuck
anthropologist.
up, bruh?
I watch it because I'm fascinated with human behavior.
And
No,
it's-
you're like a
but
drama
it's also
monger.
like, yeah, everyone watches it because they're fascinated with human behavior. The fuck?
Also, it's like
You
they
just
got
phrased
humans,
it
They have
differently.
humans behaving on CNN. You know
So
what I
true.
mean?
Watch that. If you're so
you don't wanna.
fascinated with human behavior.
Also, it's like, are you taking notes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like a?
Are you writing your thesis on it?
I mean, there are people who definitely do write their thesis
No, I know,
on
but
it,
it's like still.
Dude, if you
But
write your
still.
thesis on Love Island, dude, it's like just. Oh, I want to talk about this. I was about to be like, just get like an English degree. Like, why do you have to pretend
Oh
you're
yeah,
doing
we were
science?
talking about yes.
Well, apparently there was just this new study that came out that like computer science majors and a lot of the science majors actually have a higher unemployment rate than like art history majors and a lot of the more like humanities. And I'm like, well, yeah, that makes sense because our generation was always told like, well, you have to go in a you have to major in a science, otherwise you won't get a job. And it's like, well, then all the idiots started getting these majors, and then like no one wants to hire idiots regardless of what they majored
Yeah.
in. Also, also it's like what?
But also, it's like the whole thing of the more people do something, the higher the supply, the lower the demand.
Right. There was
Like,
a low
obviously,
supply of computer science,
If
which
you're
is
telling
why
everyone major in computer science, that's what you can get a job in. It's like then there's going to be more
people
computer
in
science graduates than there are jobs for computer scientists. Duh. Like also, computer science is one of the professions that I'm sorry will slowly be automated out. Like that is what AI is designed to do.
Yeah.
Unlike me, I'm a professional gymnast. AI will never come for what I'm doing.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Yeah, but also bless you.
I'm sorry, you're a professional gymnast?
I was just kidding, but I'm like saying like, you know, AI is not gonna.
But they have those little AI robots now. So
No, they
like
do.
they could do gymnastics.
But like, who wants to watch that?
Yeah, no, that's stupid.
Like that's also the real tea about like creative stuff is like people are like AI is gonna be an influencer. Who's gonna watch that?
Yeah, who's gonna laugh like that?
Throw
I'd like
back to
see an
Lil
AI do a
Miquela.
laugh like
Yeah,
that.
but Lil Miquela was the OG, and she was the only one. And also, where is she now?
That's so real.
Dude,
like,
Lil
Lil Miquela
Miquela's
fell
fat
off.
as fuck these
She
days.
got
She looks
fat.
busted.
Dude,
Yeah.
she's chopped as hell.
She's chopped
and unk.
and she's
She's
pushing
chopped
30.
and unk, and she's pushing 30.
Me commenting, bro, you're pushing 30.
Yeah.
Dude, what if us shit talking Lil Miquela is our like shit talking Greta Thunberg?
And people are like, Lil Miquela hasn't
for
fallen.
emergency
Yeah.
intercom.
Lil Miquela is fighting ice.
Wait, that'd be crazy if we didn't know that Lil Miquela was out like fighting ice.
Yeah.
and everyone was like, wow.
Wow, so out of touch.
I'd be like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Lil Miquela.
You got us. You got us, Lil Miquela. Are we done?
Well, yeah, because this is, by the way, this is kind of our last episode of just the three of us. Next week we're gonna have 3 Lil Miquelas.
Yeah,
we're gonna have 2 aged up Lil Miquelas, and then we're gonna have
One
a
young Lil Miquela.
a young Lil Miquela, and the young Lil Miquela is gonna be like, so I saw this comment. I saw this comment on your old.
Wow, that really got to you, bro.
No.
That really got
No,
to your
it
ass.
didn't. No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
But you know what? When I brought up the other one, that also really got to you. And I didn't, again, I never think that it's going to really do that much damage. And then it does.
Eve
And then I'm
pointing
always
out
taken
mean
aback.
comments about Robert
Oh, it was
really does
something
get
about
under
me
his
being
skin.
ugh.
It was about you
It
being
was.
ugly.
It was something about her saying that she had a hot fiance.
and then them being like,
and
this
then-
must not be the fiance she's talking about.
yeah.
Because it was good
But then
looking.
you even when I screenshotted and sent it, you still misread it as
Well, you were just in denial about the
You
fact that
being
someone
I'm in
hot.
denial.
Yeah,
and I
he's
was
in
like, nah,
denial.
bruh, reread that shit. And then you were like torn apart.
Yeah, it's funny because you were like, I was like, oh yeah, this is yeah, whatever. I misread it. I was like, I misread it in a way where it didn't deeply upset me, and he went, no, go back, take another pass, brother.
Yeah,
And I'm
so I
like,
said
"Oh."
take another pass, bruh.
And I took another pass, and I was like, this is the worst thing
Yeah.
ever.
And again, it's like something that I think will just be an offhanded. And then like that day, he was torn apart.
But by the way, today I co-posted.
wasn't he? Wasn't he not? Was
No,
he
he
not?
was. He
No,
was
I
pretty
wasn't.
shaken
He was
up.
shook
It
that
wasn't
day.
a
He was
blast.
It was
shook
hard
that
for him
day.
to
I wasn't
accept.
having a blast.
Yeah.
Well, because also as 30-year-olds go, 31-year-olds go, I look better than the average 31-year-old.
I mean, I think you look great, and I think you're really attractive. That's why I'm marrying you.
Well, thank you. Doesn't mean anything because you love me. But
to me, you're my hot fiance.
But
Thank
you were
you.
also like, I can't, because it was like the one comment. And you were like, how did you dig this up? And it was like a reply
yeah, how did
to
you dig
another
this up?
comment.
Yeah, how did you dig this up?
And I was like, for me, it was at the very top of my comments.
That's the
Did you
algorithm
know
just
the
working.
goes
algorithm?
to show
no,
that
did
the
you know the
algorithm
algorithm
knows
does show
what
you
I wanna
specifically
see.
comments you want to see?
Yeah, and they knew. They knew that
Yeah.
that's
My
what I
top
wanted
100
to see.
comments are like, lol, funny, love this guy. And then
Top
then
comment
Eve's
for
top
me
comment
is you're pushing 30.
Pushing 30.
And I'm like, T, like,
midlife crisis, real.
yeah.
Eve's like, I'm bringing this up. By the way, someone commented because I posted a young old clip today on my Instagram, and the top comment was Eve Donnelly, and it is crazy. Just that the internet lore does go crazy.
Yeah, we have a mix of worlds, but we also have we have a varying followings over varying eras
And platforms,
and
different
platforms
whatever.
and niches.
Yeah.
I mean, I think once we blow up, hopefully soon, because like I said, I need this to be my job, you guys.
I like how Dana gets more and more desperate every episode.
Shut the fuck up. I'm allowed to. Desperation
allowed to
is
get
not
desperate.
illegal. It's not illegal yet.
Yet.
It's not illegal yet. But yeah, once we blow up, I do think that we will find that people know us from a myriad of different places and faces and
Period.
Yeah, they'll know me from pushing 30.
They'll know you from pushing 30.
Those like I'm past 30. I've pushed through 30.
Yeah.
Well, then that should be a compliment to you.
yeah.
No, that isn't.
No, but they think that
They think
you
you're, like,
are.
28.
Yeah, they think you're almost
Yeah,
30.
they think you're not even 30 yet.
So is that
also,
not
I
a
was saying the other
compliment?
day, I think 28 is a fake age, and no one is 28 actually. And I've been 28 and it's not real.
Okay.
That's all.
My take is I think 28 is a real age, and I've been 28 and I've never felt more real.
Good
Not or any of that.
Young.
Oh. Wait, roll bottles coming in. Sally Sweatstain.
No, it's Sweatstain Sally.
Good
night.